Hello everyone, welcome to my tutorial on pitch drops in Native Instruments Massive. I have a few ways of doing this, so let's go ahead and get started here. The first way, I think is the most obvious way that most people will think of if they've messed with automation clips before. And that's basically what we're going to do is just automate the pitch knob down. So let's go in here to macro 1, clear macro number 1, and drag that into the pitch right here. Drag that down to -24 or down 2 octaves. As of right now, we just have the default sound. It sounds like that. Now let's go ahead and to make an automation clip out of this macro, we're going to click right here, hit Make Editor Thumbnail, brings up this, click on that, and macro 1's the first thing with the rest of them. Right click and hit Create Automation Clip, which I have another tutorial on this that shows that a little slower if you need it. Now let's go right down here. We'll go ahead and automate this. We'll just pull this all the way up so as it goes across, that macro knob will go from off basically all the way to on, which is going to drop the pitch. So if you watch the macro control here, you'll see it move. Okay, so yeah, a pretty obvious way of doing this, and it works really well. But if you're dropping all the oscillators or something, that can be a pain. So let's talk about the second way to do this. Okay, go ahead and delete that. We'll start with a new sound. I'm going to show you how this is beneficial if you have more than one oscillator going, so I'll just turn both of these on and I don't know, set one of these to sine. We'll go ahead and set this one to sine too, and I'll show you something interesting. We're going to use an envelope to do this, which I've shown how envelopes can be used to change the pitch before, but we've never just dropped it straight down like this. Go into envelope 3, turn this level all the way up, and the attack pretty far up, maybe right around there. Let's take that, put it in oscillator 1, drag down once again to -24, and then drag it also into oscillator 2. We'll drag to -22, and well, let's go ahead and I'll start with showing you just when they're both at -24 what that's going to sound like here. So if you have a subwoofer, you can really hear that. Now let me go ahead and show you if these aren't exactly the same, what that does here. Pretty cool sound. Can be useful in a lot of different places. So that's how you do it with envelopes. You can do a lot with that. Obviously, you know, that envelope could be doing a lot of other things to make that sound more dynamic. I have one more way I'm going to show you how to do this. Let me get started here on that. We'll go ahead and go to a new sound. And the way we're actually going to do it this time is using a couple things here. The first thing I'm going to use, we're going to go to the voicing for and change this to monophone. And then also let's go into this oscillator tab right here, and there's this glide option. Basically this controls how much glide there is, and drag that all the way to the right. And let's go ahead and come in here, and you can actually just pick a second note. So we're going to start at C5, and let's say we want to drop to C4 for now. Okay, we'll go ahead and pull this out real quick. And that it should actually pitch drop on its own. Let's go ahead and hear that. Now let me show you real quick if you have that set to the polyphone here. It doesn't work, so you do have to set that. And we can do some really cool sounds with this. I'll go ahead and show you an example of one idea I had with this. So set the first two oscillators to sine, just like we did before. Okay, and I'm going to take an envelope actually and do the same thing with it. Drag that down to here. I'm going to use this third oscillator, set it to, where is it here? This digigrain 2, and hit the bend plus option. And you can just use this envelope here to change the sound a bit. But what I'm going to do is, if you turn the amp off here, I'm going to use this envelope to bring this sound in later on, basically. Okay, and I'm also going to, let's go ahead and drop this an octave, and this an octave, and then I'm going to use this to drag this down just semitones here. Just something random, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and turn on modulation here on the phase on oscillator 3 for the digigrain. Turn that down about here. We'll just get that a little more movement. Let's hear what that sounds like now. We could go in and add some effects into this, maybe sine shaper, make it a little more gritty. Come up here, select classic tube, maybe put a dimension expander on it. You could give it some more depth and turn the voicing up a little. So yeah, obviously between the envelopes and all the different ways and massive that you can mess with the pitch, it can be a very powerful tool for a lot of unique sounds. I hope you found that interesting. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.